And if you have the feeling right now that, well, I know that there's no me. I know that there's no agent, there's no thought, there's nothing. I'm not identifying with anything anymore. I have no ego, everything is dissolved. I'm just completely in flow with everything there is. If that is you, then I have an assignment for you in a second. Because I want you to be curious towards that. I would like for you to be curious to that assumption that that is possible. I'm not saying that it's not possible. And I'm not saying that it is possible. There's a middle way in between those two. And there's always more twists you can do on the kaleidoscope to become aware of where your assumptions lie, of where your fantasy bumps into reality. Yeah. You've probably heard me say a lot of times that when you let go of all assumptions, everything is different and nothing has changed. And that is exactly how it is to be awake. And what I said, you are already now. You just have a lot of assumptions that you believe in. You have a lot of thoughts that you believe in. You have a lot of identification that you believe in. When you understand that all that is just a belief, it completely falls away. And everything is different. Everything is different. Your relationship with other people is different. Your relationship with any being is different. Your work, your traffic habits, your all that is different. And nothing has changed. Everything is the same. The only thing that is different is that you're not assuming anymore. You're not identifying anymore. It's the only thing that's different. And a lot of things we identify with are so false. They're so false. We have shaped our entire lives on an assumption about a childhood trauma. And if you right now get provoked by me saying that, and you have like, hang on, this is not an assumption. I had a childhood trauma. It really, really did happen. It was horrendous and it did happen. That was not an assumption. First of all, I hear you and I understand. I relate. Really, I do. I'm not talking about, how can I say that? I'm not talking about it not happening. It did happen. That was the pain. Afterwards, a lot of assumptions and thoughts about what happened was built on top of it. And you started to shape your personality based on those assumptions. It was no longer based on what happened. It was based on those assumptions. So let's say you had a violent childhood. Let's say you were beaten by a parent. And you believed that if you had not done what you did, and if you had not been who you were, then they wouldn't have beaten you. That was the assumption. So you started to change your personality and become different. Be more likable for them to like you. Or you started to tiptoe around when they were near you. That action and that personality was based on the assumption, not on what actually happened. So if you have childhood trauma, if you have any kind of trauma, I really can recommend you finding a good therapist, a psychologist, psychotherapist that can help you with that assumption. Because you need healing. All of us do. All of us have something that we need healing about. And if you need help, then get help. Get help. The first thing you can do is to be open towards yourself about your assumptions on the trauma, on what happened. and be, if you can, be open to the life view that was shaped on the assumption of what happened. Not what happened, but on the assumption what happened. Because a lot of us have created a personality based on those assumptions. And then you are sitting here 30 years down the line, 40 years, 50 years down the line, and you start to look at, because you start to be curious, you start to look at everything you assume. Because the thing is, a lot of things that you really, really believe to be true, you're going to find out is nothing but assumptions. It's only assumptions. It's not even true. And that is going to shake your perception of reality. It is. It's gonna change how you see you and other people and how you view the world. Because everything you believe to be true is not. Every opinion you hold is not truth. It's just an opinion. So be curious. Be curious.